judge finally did it, just like what you see over here. The judge finally has done what should have been done a long time ago. The city of Salt Lake City, Utah deserves to have its own congressional representative because by giving Salt Lake City its own congressional representative, it allows more resources to come specifically to Salt Lake City by having one representative who represents that voting bloc. It changes what Utah can become because the main population center has its own core representative. If you are in Utah, this is an enormous change. It is not just a win for Democrats that Democrats have picked up a seat because of this map before the 2026 election, but it finally gives Salt Lake City, Utah, its singular own representative. Let's talk about that. What the judge did is essentially took the problem that you're looking at. So this is Salt Lake City, West Valley City, and West Jordan. These are the three most populated cities in all of Utah, with Salt Lake City at over 220,000 people, West Valley City at 137,000, West Jordan 116,000. So you're talking about really the epicenter of the population of Utah. But what existed before her decision was this. These are the four districts of Utah, all converging on Salt Lake City, West Valley City, and West Jordan by carving them up into here is one district, this is another district, this is number 3, this is number 4. It carved up the voting power of Salt Lake City, of West Valley City, of West Jordan, and basically the primary population center of Utah. Now this is beautiful country. This is Utah. This is like unbelievable hiking country. I come from LA. I just love to hike, and I love to eat steaks in rural towns and farming communities. You don't get a better steak than people who are sitting right next to the cow. Those people who raise cattle know how to make great steaks. And I love doing that. Sometimes when I'm like on the train, sometimes going to see my family, sometimes I'll try to stop by because I stopped by Salt Lake City. But you got to understand what's going on here. How Utah remains four solid Republican seats is because they're carving up the city, which is where Democrats carry. Now that they're going to have one block in here for Salt Lake City's voting power, for West Valley's voting power, and maybe even West Jordan's voting power, and then the others surrounding that block, that creates a Democratic seat. Now, the biggest problem when it comes to MAGA and the Republican Party, what they're going to be scared of, is what this represents. This is not only picking up a Democratic seat, it's picking up a Democratic seat and then subtracting one Republican seat. So when you get rid of one seat from the other side and moving it to your side, it's actually a 2-seat pickup. This is hopefully going to be corrected. Obviously, the Republican Party is appealing it, but if you're in Utah and in Salt Lake City, it's time for you to step up. Because yes, Salt Lake City should have its singular voting representation and not diluted, because Salt Lake City is a beautiful place. And if it has a single representative, then Utah is no longer just simply farmtown state. It is a farmtown state plus a city that can also carry weight. Yes, so what is going on is just and right, and giving the power of Salt Lake City, of West Valley City, and West Jordan to actually have representation, and not having their representation carved up into four pieces, because you tend to be a city and cities tend to vote Democrat, so they're just trying to cut away your voting power. So this is actually a good thing, because it's a good thing not just for Utah to have one district that represents the city of Salt Lake, because that will give the city of Salt Lake a clear statement, and not a state that is more interested in things outside of Salt Lake City, because the interior of Salt Lake City is Democrat and not fairly represented. So great going for you guys in Utah, and getting actual representation with the beautiful city of Salt Lake City. Like, share, subscribe, let's get to work.